What's the Microsoft drama? I'm surprised anyone hasn't heard about it. 9,000 layoffs, huge closures and title cancellations. We're going to go over all of it before getting into the Resident Evil Marathon. It's actually massive. You think the Perfect Dark trailer was fake? Absolutely not. The game was very far along. Here, just give us a second. We're gonna dive into it pretty deep. I didn't get to catch up on everything that happened today, so I've got just the gist of it, so we're gonna learn a lot about it together as well. Not to be a hater, but if they can fire 9,000 people and still operate, maybe it's because it's time to shed some bloat. That's an interesting perspective because the 9,000 jobs were from numerous studios that Microsoft gluttonously bought up over the years, only to release no games and then lay them off anyway with no games. Like, Microsoft can get rid of its entire games division. They can just stop being in games and the company will still operate. Do you think they should shed all the bloat of even making games? Not that they're even really making games anymore. Microsoft is not a games company. They're a conglomerate. And they spent billions buying up so many talented studios only to just shut down the studios. Playing Resident Evil over Umamusume is crazy work. The fuck is Umamusume? Umamusume. What is that? What the fuck is this, man? These are 10 good subs for life.
Umamusume Pretty Derby 事前登録受付中
Wow. That is really something. So it's anime girl horse racing, and they're the horses, it looks like. Huh. You hear about the Subnautica 2 news? They got rid of the original development team. Did not hear that. You see Phil was playing Indiana Jones on Xbox a few hours after people who worked on it were fired. Yeah, I saw. He was dancing on their grave. Oh yeah, I also need to cue that up, because Phil is finally stepping down as CEO. Soon. Is resub from to be fake? Oh no, was it? I thought it was real. Is he not passing the torch to Sarah Bond, finally? That wasn't real? Insider Gaming reports Phil Spencer will allegedly retire as CEO after next-gen console launch. This isn't real. Sweet, thanks, Twisted. He really needs to step down. He himself is a somewhat likable guy. Like, I don't even, like, hate him as a person, but he is a legitimately horrible CEO. Under his leadership, Xbox has gone from, like, the big dog in gaming to a joke. It is just a shell. They spend billions of dollars acquiring some extraordinarily talented, beloved studios, and now those studios haven't released a single game under Microsoft's umbrella, and they just keep getting shut down. Microsoft continues to shut down more studios than games per year. Than release games per year. It's unbelievable. So even if that isn't real, he should absolutely step down. Like, he needs to. He is terrible at his job. To be fair, Don Matrick killed the company, not Phil. Don was really bad. That's true. You know what? I'll give you that. I think Don was the start. I think he was the domino that fell, and then Phil has still been in a limbo of keeping the company in a spiral. Thanks to resub. At least Nintendo keeps their employees. Not only that, at least Nintendo releases games. That's true. I'll give them that for sure. Thanks for your sub chest. Stuff they showed for Perfect Dark Remake wasn't even real footage, it was just animation. What do you mean remake? This isn't a remake, isn't this? This was like a whole brand new game. But I mean, it was actual gameplay, wasn't it? Didn't Jax Frags actually play it? I don't know. That's what we're gonna find out. Let's see, give sub cherry. There's sub Gandalf. Was fake. From where? Apparently a lot of fake stuff surfaced today. Like the Phil Spencer rumors. 20k Xbox employees layoffed. No, it was 9,000. Unless that number is also inaccurate. But it hit like every studio. Halo Studios, Forza Studio. What were some of the other ones that didn't get like fully blasted but got hit? There was a lot. Like I said, we're gonna go over it. Just give us a minute. Microsoft 2K for Xbox. Wild got canceled as well. Half of Forza Motorsport team got laid off. That's not true. There's no way they laid off half of the Forza team. They make them so much money. I heard it was like 10% of their company. There's no way it was half. A lot of people are saying, no, it is actually 50%. There's no way they just gutted that studio. Wow. 3 different sources. Nearly 50% of Turn 10 Studios is reportedly facing layoffs. Team Turn 10 being the Forza studio. That's actually unbelievable. Holy. Money, you get fired. You do make money, you get fired. Yeah. I mean, that's actually just the way it works these days in the gaming industry. I did not know it hit Turn 10 so hard. Yeah. Forza Motorsport developers Turn 10 will lose more than 70 employees. Which apparently is nearly 50% of the studio, according to the others. Alright, so let's just get into it. We're tiptoeing around it. Let's actually dive in with both feet. Today, it was announced that Microsoft is closing a lot of studios. Well, closing some studios and doing wide layoffs, estimated 9,000 layoffs. This includes shutting down the Initiative. Notably, they were working on the Perfect Dark game, which was like a flagship title that Microsoft was really enthusiastic about. They were always waving the foam finger about how great Perfect Dark's gonna be. The Initiative was billed as like their premier developer. They're gonna come out here and they're pumping bangers. These guys are making fucking Michelangelo masterpieces. Quadruple A doesn't even begin to encompass the level of quality they're gonna fucking deliver. So they put a lot of eggs in that basket. I think it was 7 years in development for this Perfect Dark game. Today they announced it's dead. They also canceled Everwild, which is the Rare project. Rare's been getting shafted hard. Rare's been taking more dick from Microsoft than fucking Bonnie Blue. And then also a couple of other projects they also canned. So it was a pretty big day in terms of Microsoft efficiency. All they do these days is gluttonously buy up companies, billions of dollars worth buying companies, only to never release games with those companies and instead just shut them down. It is craziness. It's insanity, is what it is. Like, I do not even understand what the business plan is. Why buy the studios if you will never release the games and just fire the developers? Thank God they bought Blizzard and Activision. Oh, Blizzard and Activision better be sleeping with one eye open. They're not safe. They're not safe. They'll probably shut them down in 2 years. Like, you've made us too much money. Goodbye. You're going straight to Valhalla. Enjoy an early grave. Cucks. Like, it's unbelievable how much of a joke Xbox has become. It's their IP to sit on. Yeah, exactly. So, like, apparently, I want to look at this myself. Apparently, people are saying Perfect Dark never actually had gameplay to showcase, and it's all fake. I remember they showed gameplay, and it looked really cool. But maybe it is fake. Let's go back and take a peek. This is from their showcase in 2024.
Your target is in possession of a radioactive device. Stop Carrington's attack at all costs. Good luck, Agent.
Looks like Mind's Eye. That's very unfair.
An instinct.
Nothing can compete with Mind's Eye.
I could see the world differently.
I will say, that is very Mind's Eye, though.
Any other mission. I was wrong.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts. You need to find him before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
Generating voice print.
افتح ارسل واحدا آخر. اختبر البوابة بحسب.
So far, there's nothing that really makes me, like, feel like it's super fake. The movement looks very unnatural, though.
We are getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm?
I'm looking at the screen right now.
Our intel places Carrington on the second floor.
On the life we think we know turns out to be a lie. There's only one way forward. Find the truth.
There is a
Scans
ton of cuts, though, as
clear. Going
well.
blind.
Maybe it is fake. But I mean, they were in development for 7 years. Do they really have nothing they could showcase?
Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you. I could use someone with your skills.
I had to lose everything before I could see. What this world was really hiding.
I hope you're ready, Agent Dark.
Are you all seeing this?
Once you open this door, there's no going back.
Well, the door stayed closed forever. The studio's dead now. They killed it. I don't know. It could be fake, could be not fake for the showcase here. I will say, though, that is definitely not, like, actual gameplay. This feels like it was, like, a scripted gameplay showcase. But for 7 years of development and so many millions of dollars, I have to imagine they had something close. Of the studio shutdowns, they've made this a habit. Microsoft does yearly big sweeping shutdowns of so many of their gaming studios that they've acquired over the years. This is one of their biggest ones, one of their biggest, I guess, like, bombs they've dropped here with how many people are now out of a job. It's very interesting. They also said a bunch of employees from King Studio, which makes them bank from mobile games. They also laid off a bunch of employees at King Studios, which makes them bank from mobile games. Didn't see that one. Somehow they keep always having this too. They keep saying this, but it's just not true. Our overall portfolio strategy is unchanged. Build games that excite our players, continue to grow our biggest franchises, and create new stories, worlds, and characters. We have more than 40 projects in active development, continued momentum on titles shipping this fall, and a strong slate headed into 2026. But that's just, like, actual horseradish. That's not true. They don't release almost anything. Like, it's so seldom that you get an Xbox release. You mainly just hear about more studio closures or canceled projects. So that's clearly not the goal or the mission. Hello Studios saying Microsoft is trying to replace as many jobs as possible with AI on Twitter right now and are very unhappy with the quality of their newest project. I could see that. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I could definitely see that as a direction Microsoft would go. Why? So, actually, I'll just look up directly. Why are they laying off King employees? That makes no sense. King is nothing but an infinite money generator. Man, there's so many layoffs, I can't even find the one about King specifically. They laid off a total of 4% of the total Microsoft workforce in this round of layoffs. So that's across all their departments. According to Bloomberg, King Division, which makes Candy Crush, is cutting 10% of its staff, so roughly 200 jobs. Wow. ZeniMax also is getting some big cuts as well, but the exact number is unknown right now. Then Rare, of course, got hit with the layoffs and canceled their upcoming IP, Everwild. Like Xbox has been killing it with Game Pass and exclusives. Why the hate on it? Brother, what? Why the hate on it? What? Are you... hello? Hello? Is there neurons going on in there? Brother, what? They just shut down so much shit. Like, what? And also, what exclusives? They've had, like, what, 3 big games in the last 2 years? But they usually cancel more games and close more studios than they do releasing projects. I think it's just 3, right? Indiana Jones, Doom, and there was one more that was in my head and I forgot it. But as I've always said, Game Pass is an extraordinary deal. And I think it's actually taking a huge toll on a lot of these studios. I think Game Pass is making it so these studios don't look as profitable or as valuable to the company as they are. Starfield was not within the last 2 years. Wasn't that 2022? That wasn't the one that popped in my head. 3 for Starfield? Oh, really? That game was a pile of shit. I thought it was older than that. Avowed. Oh yeah, that game flopped hard. I forgot all about it. I didn't play that one. Any of it, River. There's Gears of War Remastered, Outer Worlds 2, Grounded 2, and Call of Duty for the rest of the year. Is that the rest of their 2025 catalog? That sounds about right. Actually, I think they're just a terribly mismanaged company. Hi-Fi Rush was a banger, and they shut down that studio. It got brought back, though, if I remember correctly. I can't remember how or who, but Hi-Fi Rush, great game. Everyone loved it. They shut them down. Classic Microsoft move. Skimming down and shutting down companies making bad games a bad thing. Brother, what? Everwild is a bad game? You played it? From Rare? One of the most beloved studios of all time? You played it? That's a bad one? What about Forza? Forza's a bad game? Huh. I didn't know they were just shutting down so many bad games. Hi-Fi Rush, one of the most well-reviewed games of its year, was a bad game? Huh. What's the future for Xbox? I don't know. I have no idea. Make another console, right? Probably not after the handheld, though. Probably be their last console, would be my guess. The amount of times Phil Spencer does a humiliation ritual about how they failed the console war makes me believe that they're definitely done making that hardware. I don't know how many times I can listen to them talk about how they lost the console wars. Greg is now leaving Rare after 35 years with the Everwild cancellation, the last OG now gone. That sounds about right. He was probably going to get fired the next day anyway. They already confirmed another Xbox console when next gen comes. News to me. I didn't see that. 2 weeks ago on Twitter. Ah. Sounds like a terrible idea. Most people don't have any faith in a Microsoft console or in an Xbox console anymore, with all the shit Microsoft keeps pulling. It's Windows based and you can have Steam on it at least. Are you talking about the ROG Ally Xbox? Because I was just talking about that. That's the handheld. We're talking about something totally different. I know about that. They revealed that. They have a video on it. Where at? Is it this?
At Xbox, our vision is for you to play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want. That's why we're investing in our next generation hardware lineup across console, handheld, PC, cloud, and accessories. I am thrilled to share we've established a strategic multi-year partnership with AMD to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, in your living room and in your hands. Together with AMD, we are advancing the state of art in gaming silicon to deliver the next generation of graphics innovation to unlock a deeper level of visual quality and immersive gameplay and player experiences enhanced with the power of AI, all while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games. This is all about building you a gaming platform that's always with you, so you can play the games you want across devices anywhere you want, delivering you an Xbox experience not locked to a single store or tied to one device. That's why we're working closely with the Windows team to ensure that Windows is the #1 platform for gaming. The next generation of Xbox is coming to life, and this is just the beginning. We can't wait to show you what's next.
Well, the first wave of what's next just hit today, and man, was it a banger. Those layoffs were hype. It's a shame because I really like the direction they're going with the non-exclusivity shit. I think that is great. But it comes at a cost of them just not making games and shutting all their studios down and gutting teams that are working on good projects. We get the Steam and backwards comp. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that. I also wish they just release games too, though. What's the point in buying 1,000 studios if none of them get to make anything? You see Neil Druckmann confirmed he's not working on The Last of Us Season 3. Yeah, I saw that. He's stepping down from it. Most likely got... he probably got laid off from it, would be my guess, but either way, yeah, I saw. To get laid off when Craig Mazin is the one who wrote 80% of Season 2. Because no one cares about that. Everyone associates Last of Us with Neil Druckmann. So Neil Druckmann still shoulders most of the blame in a lot of people's eyes. Like, watch anyone talk about Last of Us and they're always like, yep, fucking Neil Druckmann. This is his classic Last of Us Season 2 vision. Even though you're right. Craig was the one that he wrote the worst episodes of the season by far. Oh, I'm sure he's super upset about it, Cheeto. 50 Cent's probably pissed about the Diddy stuff. And no, I've never even disagree because Haley Gross co-writer the game left as well. That I didn't know. I only saw Neil Druckmann left. So I thought it was maybe... I thought maybe the execs were like, hey man, can you just leave? Maybe you're right then. Killing Games 900k. It's huge. Not today, Nerdic. We're starting Resident Evil. I just wanted to talk about the Microsoft stuff. That shit was so crazy to me today.